And to the backbenchers, I will invite them to come forward. Nothing is lost except self-ignorance. You have nothing to lose. Come forward, enjoy. Because it is a small group, we can enjoy some closeness. Bring this closer here so it is not at an angle. Oh, it cannot be in the line of that. Okay. Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः गुकारस्त्वन्धकारो वै गुकारस्त्वन्धकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते गुरुरित्यभिधीयते ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Clarity and objectivity go together. Because there is objectivity, there is clarity. And this clarity is what leads us to enjoy these works, not from a distance, like, oh, at least somebody has clarity, thank God, not like that, but from a place of seeing that if everything is one, and if I study this, I will become this, become within heavy quotes. I am already this, I will discover this. I will discover this inevitable fact that I am not this jaded, faded, complaining jiva. I too, the truth of me is also clear, is also objective. And that which is clear and that which is objective is free of sorrow. This is why we are studying this. Not because it is nice. It's not like watching some life of a rich and famous person. Sometimes the TV shows, in fact, that's what it's called, I think, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. There was one show, I don't know if it is still there. And there you go see this huge celebrities' house. They show you from room to room, endless house. You can easily get lost in there. Thank God for the intercoms. Otherwise, you would just get lost. And then they show you what they do from hour to hour. They have nothing to do, really, except Arthakama pursuits, more about that. Nothing to do. Nothing they have to do. Only things they want to do. There's a big difference. So what do they do? Just have fun. Yeah. Tea in the gazebo. I didn't even know what a gazebo was. Now I have understood. And then there is a morning room. And then there is, of course, there must be also an afternoon room and an evening room for sure. In other words, there is lots of room. Okay. What do you get out of seeing these kinds of shows? Get a, you know, some kind of a thrill in the beginning, like, yes, oh, yes, how nice, oh, look at this room. And then it inevitably ends in sadness because you know full well that this is, unless there is some miracle in the form of some lottery or something, this is not your lot. Yeah. Maybe lottery, but it's not your lot. But the study of Vedanta is not like that. Not like that. And Adi Shankara becomes more relevant than ever because despite the fact that his time of writing, time of living is disputed among the authors, whether it's AD or BC, to us it doesn't matter. What matters is he came at the right time. And what was the right time? When the Dharma was in peril. How was it in peril? Because there were numerous contentions. Numerous contentions. This is also okay, that is also okay. This is fine. When we are talking about choices, choices are fine, choices are actually enjoyable, choices are wonderful. When are the choices wonderful? The choices are wonderful when it has to do with action. Should I do this or should I do that? Wonderful, I have a choice. Should I sit here and listen or should I take the class remotely? Choice. And there are 2 or 3 kinds of items for lunch. Should I eat this or should I eat that? Choice. There it is enjoyable. Should I go here or should I go there? Should I take up this job or should I take up that job? Choice. This is in terms of action. In the field, in the realm of action, we are blessed with as many choices as there are individuals, or even more. And the choices are there so that we can exercise our desires. When the desire takes up some exercise equipment, then the choices are, you know, come to light and we make those, we take those options. But what about in the realm of knowledge? Is there a choice? 2 plus 2 is sometimes 4, but once in a while it can be 5. Yes? Choice? No. 2 plus 2 is always 4. Even if you do Shirshasana, you know also what 2 plus 2 is what? 4. It's always 4. It's never 5. Never 3. Always 4. And here we are able to accept this. Nobody tells a mathematician, come on, don't be such a fanatic. Let there be some choices. What choices? Let sometimes 2 by 2 plus 2 be 5. What happens? Nothing happens. Come on. Be flexible. Be flexible. Be accommodative. Don't be so rigid. What will you tell such a person who challenges the mathematician? You don't have anything to say to such a person because we recognize that this person is slightly off, well meaning, but slightly off. Maybe the person is your brother in law, meaning what? Family. You can't not invite them for festivals like Deepavali, Thanksgiving, etc. They always have a place at the table. And what are they saying? 2 plus 2 is 7, 2 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 2 is 5. You accommodate the person. Why? Because you don't have a choice. But you do have a choice in not accommodating their belief because it cannot be accommodated. Why? The proof is in your fingers, not even all the fingers of one hand, even these four fingers is enough. You can arrive at the sum, and this is an indisputable fact. Choices do not exist in the realm of knowledge. Choices exist in the terrain of action and action alone. But why? Because that is how it is. Because knowledge is not centered on choice. Knowledge is not choice centric, knowledge is object centric. If I were to hold this up and say, this is a delicious mango, look at this wonderful, delicious mango. Then you will be questioning your choice of having come to this retreat. Or you will say, till yesterday she was okay. Something must have snapped in sleep. That what is obviously a crystal, and it is crystal clear that it is a crystal, she is thinking what? It's a mango. I think I need to go. This is what you will say. Why? Why will you think that? Why will you say that? Why can't you, no matter how much Shraddha you have for me, accept that this is a mango? Because it is not. Because your pramana, your means of knowledge in the form of sight, is telling you otherwise. And this is exactly what Adi Shankara says. He says, even if 1,000 Shrutis come and declare what? The nature of fire is icy cold. Do not take that Shruti. Because why? That if there is such a primary scripture, Shruti means primary source of knowledge, not secondary scriptures like these granthas. Primary means not human made, apaurusheya, that which is revealed. If the revelation conflicts with another means of knowledge, do not accept that. Because here the revelation that this is the wrong revelation, dushta pramana, what is that? This is a mango, is conflicting, directly contradicting what? Your understanding. Because it is plain to see that this is not a mango. You know, you are the knower of mango, and this it does not happen to be. And so, therefore, do not accept that. This is what we mean by object centric. The knowledge is as good as the object. It has nothing to do with me, the subject. Even if I want it to be the mango, Unless I have some magical powers, abracadabra, whatever it is. If I just want to do that, that's different. Then we are in another, what should I say, realm of siddhis, which is not the topic of this retreat. But short of that, even if I pray, oh Bhagavan, please make this a mango, it's not going to work. Why? Because it is not. And the knowledge is as true as the object. It is centered on the object. It is not centered on the likes, the dislikes, the choice of the subject, which circles us back to the subject of clarity. This is why clear knowledge is possible, it is desirable to be assimilated. This is why it is possible. And so, if the knowledge is centered on the object, not on the subject, then what should be my attitude towards the knowledge? That there is no, that it is not a place of contention. But yet, the I is subject to so many contentions. So, if I understand the knowledge is centered on what? Object. But then, when we talk about the Atma, the I, in each head there are a billion contentions. Kechid, some people say, what do they say? They say Atma is not. It's just not existent at all. Some people say what? Atma is. That's like two kutas, two groups, kotidvayam. And out of the people who say Atma is not, then even the absence has various ways of understanding. How is it absent? What is the nature of this absence? There are so many contentions. Then, out of the group of scholars, philosophers, what have you, who say Atma exists, then what kind of existence it is? Then there are so many contentions. Does it come and go? Where is its location? What does it look like? How do I find it? Do I find it when I'm alive, right now, right here? Or should I just wait for this body to die? And then I find it. One more contention. If that is true, if I have to wait for this body to die off before I understand the truth of myself, then we are in a quandary because what? I don't want to die. There's already a contradiction here. So if I wait for this body to die, then this life becomes a bus stop for the afterlife. In fact, many theologies espouse this, that this life doesn't matter. What matters is afterlife. I have only one thing to say to the believers of this kind of theology. If what matters is afterlife, if you're supposed to go from afterlife to afterlife, why do I have this body? Why do I have this mind? Why do I have this incarnation? There is no answer to that. And that is why we need this knowledge. And Adi Shankara's teachings come at came first at a time when these contentions were on the rise. The so-called logicians and their various brothers and cousins and sisters, etc., in the form of Vaisheshikas, Vainashakas, so many people. And then we have, what is that? Charvakas, we talked about them yesterday. Then we have so many Vishishtadvaitins, Dvaitins, dualists, and something called qualified dualist. All these contentions were there. People did not know or had become bereft of guidance about what is the goal of this life and how to come back to this goal. There was not any guidance there because the teachers themselves were scattered in 10,000 different directions and they themselves were confused, many of them. Adi Shankara came and waved the wand of clarity, dispensing with many notions that could not stand the test of argument. One more question he would ask. In the beginning, they would come across as very pompous. All the people he debated, they would come across as extremely pompous, extremely full of themselves, full of scholarship. They would just start talking. In fact, one of them even had a parrot that had memorized the Vedas. The parrot at the entrance of the house was spouting Vedic mantras. And then Adi Shankara knocked on the door. Oh, sannyasi at the door. These are grihasthas, householders. So the householders have to ask the sannyasi, what will you have? Please come in. Will you have some food? He says, yes, I'll have some food, but in the form of words. I'll have a word food, word salad, we say. But here he said, word food, vada bhiksha, argument food. And immediately the parameters of the debate were set up. He didn't have a pressure to go and argue with people. He was on a mission to make sure that the thinking is clear and not laced by one's own subjectivity, one's own hopelessness. Subjectivity is okay, but not if you are going to start some kind of a philosophy, not if you're a founder of some kind of a body of thinking, not if you are an influencer, then the subjectivity is not okay because one's own hopelessness makes matters very, very difficult. One's own hopelessness clouds the entire philosophy. So what we have is not a road to liberation from this very sorrow and hopelessness by which one is troubled. But what we have instead is another road to hopelessness. This is what the goal is hopelessness. The road is hopelessness. The traveler, of course, is hopeless. This is not in keeping with the human desire. This is not in keeping with one's own nature. My nature is not to be hopeless. And how do I know this? You don't have to read a book to know this. Think of the time that you were hopeless, any recent or even in the past. Think of how your body felt. Think of how your mind felt. Think of how your heart felt. Did you enjoy feeling hopeless? If you said yes, please see me immediately after class. This is not an enjoyable condition. If I eschew hopelessness completely from my vocabulary, that means what? That means it is not me. If hopelessness were the truth of my nature, I would enjoy being hopeless. We would all enjoy being hopeless. Yes. And we would not even bother asking, how is your day? Because every day will be the same. We would just go permanently like this in answer. Not even this. This means little bit hopeless, little bit okay, chalta hai. Permanently like this. There is one emoji like this. This is how I would hold myself. Nothing much to talk about. How are you today? Yeah. How were you yesterday? Man, nothing to say. And if something hopeful happened, it would become an aberration. We would commiserate with the person who is feeling hopeful. They would touch the person's forehead. Are you okay? Do you have a fever? Is it all right? You're suddenly acting out of character. That's not what it is. That's not the reality. A human being is much more resilient than a bouncing ball that the children play with. Even the person who is having, God forbid, unfortunately, suicidal ideation, thoughts of ending it all, if that person is given help, they will not feel hopeless. They will, let's say it's because, oh, I don't have any friends, I don't have a life partner, I don't have money, I am in debt, I feel unloved. Let's say you go and tell the person, you're able to tell them, you're able to look at them in the eye and say, there is hope, this too shall pass. You say that very clearly. And let's say you enjoy their trust, they will come down from the bridge from which they are about to jump. They will not say, thank you for taking care of my debt, and then now I'll commence jumping again. Nobody will do that. The desire to be forever and the desire to, to not be hopeless are actually interrelated. They are connected inextricably. The desire to be forever is there for all jivas, not just human beings. From small biting things all the way to Indra, the king of heaven, has the desire to be forever. The small biting thing will bite you where you are not looking, when you are not looking. That's why when you are confronted by a crab on the beach, it will not say, oh, I like the look of those ankles. Here I am going straight for them. No. What will it do? It will go to the left. Then it will go to the right. Then it will go somewhere. Then it will go here. And it has you totally mesmerized. You can't follow its movements. And you're distracted. And then, oh, there. And then it has bitten and gone. Why? Because it doesn't want to become food. Either your food or bird food or anybody's food, fish food, it doesn't want to be. That's why it has this wonderful dance. Cha 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 cha. It keeps going this way, that way, this way, that way, this way, that way, so that it's not caught. Even Indra, on the other side of the continuum, has the desire to be forever. And in Indra, the desire to be forever is expressed by, is morphed into the desire to not let go of his position. Indra Padavi, the position of being Indra, very powerful position. Because here you get to say, who is in, who is out? You. What do you think you did? Nothing. Out. Very powerful position. But it's a tentative position. It only lasts as long as one kalpa lasts. How long is one kalpa? Do the math. 436,000 plus 436,000 multiplied twice plus 436,000 multiplied thrice plus 436,000 multiplied four times. That is one kalpa. Four yogas make one kalpa. And so that's a very long life. Still he wants more, yes, I told you. The desire to be and that hopefulness which I also want and have are connected. The desire to be is manifest as hopefulness. That is why I cannot stand to be hopeless. Then what? So then Indra is off after the Kalpa, is replaced by another Indra, Indra 2.0, 3.0. So many Indras. Indra is also a jiva. The crab that was about to bite is also a jiva. What's the difference? Punya. Punya Vishesha, to be a celestial and to be in a celestial who has a lot of power, lot of punya. Indra also insecure, crab also insecure. What does it tell us? Punya does not equal security. Punya can give me a nice life, the lifestyle of the rich and the famous, but I will still be insecure. First, I'll be insecure about what? It being taken away. That is what the insecurity will manifest as. And so, here it's important to see that even Indra is always insecure. Indra is replaced, the Shastra says, at the end of the Kalpa, and then when else is he replaced? If somebody else does 100 Rajasuya Yajnas, a kind of a yajna for gaining, what is that? Adhipatya, power of a king. It has the capacity for what is called Vashikaranam, to have people under one's control. Why do you want to have people under your control? Well, because you don't know that you are the master of your own kingdom. Apnoti Swarajyam, the Taittiriya Upanishad, the first chapter, declares towards the end. One gains the kingdom of the self. And the self being so vast, bigger than Indra's kingdom, bigger than this universe, more pervasive, all in all. And if that is not known, I settle for any kind of kingdom that I can have. Kingdom means some kind of power. Even within my own house, I should be able to shout and scream and then gain some satisfaction that I am able to shut up a few people who are intimidated. This also is a form of a kingdom. I think we should take away the king in this case. It's just dumb, okay? Yeah. To think that this will remove my insecurity. No kingliness there. So if you start doing yajna after yajna after yajna, Indra is watching you. Ooh, fourth one gone, 96 more to go. 5 down, 95 to go. And then you keep going. 95 down, only 5 to go. Oh no, says Indra. What does he do? He unleashes his minions, it is said in the stories of the Puranas, etc. And what do these minions do? They just put the wing of a dead crow in the fire. What does that mean? It's gone. Something Ashubha, some Ashubha Dravya, a wing of a bat, a wing of a crow, something. It's not, Ashubha means what? Inauspicious stuff is put there. What should not be put there is put there. You have to abandon the yajna, and then you, what do you say? Oh, okay, I have to redo 95. No. Where do you start from? Exactly. You start from one. Back to square one. It's like playing that snakes and ladders game. On the 95th square, there is one bada snake, huge snake. And then you are in 93. You are in square number 93, and you say, let me get anything but number two. Not number two. Oh Lord, not two. Three, okay. Four, okay. Five, okay. Anything okay, but not two. What do you get? Two. Karma. That's why. Prarabdha is such. I can't even win at the game. Forget life. So, 2. 93 plus 2? 95. And then you go down back to the first square. I think the people who made the game Snakes and Ladders must have known something about the Veda, how it operates. Then, then what? Indra is on. Even Indra is on a loose footing, not on a strong footing. Even Indra is insecure. Everybody is insecure, hopeless, insecure. And to make the insecure secure, there is a frenetic activity. An activity that is, in short, a wasted effort. Totally wasted effort. It's like wanting to go to New York, but always taking the plane to where? San Francisco. Then wondering, what's happening? Last time also I found myself in San Francisco. This time also I'm finding myself in San Francisco. What do I want to do? I want to go to New York. What's the problem? The mode of transport is the problem. And what is the mode of transport in this example translate into? It translates into sadhana. Means. The means of going here is going within inverted commas. The means of going is the problem. And so I have to see totally that I am on the wrong plane, pun intended. Wrong bus, wrong plane, wrong means, leading to the wrong goal. What is the goal? Really, what is the goal? Everybody is getting all Vedantin on me. Satchidananda. Knowing oneself. Satchidananda. Atmajnanam. For this hopeless person, one of the masses that we are talking about, whether it's in the form of Indra even, worried about losing his seat, what is the goal? To be forever. To be forever means, what if I'm forever hopeless? That I don't want. But because the concept of forever is seen for some reason by even the person, a lay person who doesn't know even the spelling of Vedanta, the concept of forever is always seen as free of time, free of place. And that which is free of time and free of place is also free of sorrow. This much we understand, even if we have not studied Vedanta. That which is time bound is mortal, and I am mortified at the thought that I am a mortal. And that which is free of time is free of death. This much we know. And that which is free of death is actually sounding very, very good. And that is exactly what I want in my life. This is exactly the message of the Shastras. In the 7th chapter of the Chandogya Upanishad, Narada, the sage, approaches Sanat Kumara. Who is Sanat Kumara? One of the students of Bhagavan Dakshinamurti, a direct disciple. And if you see a photo of Lord Dakshinamurti, or if you go to the temple, you can't see the deity right now until the 17th, I think. But till then, you can see that Utsava Murti, which we are worshipping, and there you will see at the bottom of that 4 sages guarding the Veda, book of knowledge. One of them is Sanat Kumara. A special prize for the one who identifies which is the correct one. Pick anyone you like. Doesn't matter. Sanat Kumara. Sanat Kumara, teacher. Narada, celebrity. Usually celebrities don't come to Vedanta class because they're already rich and famous. Although still hopeless and unhappy, okay? The more famous you are, the less the chance that you will come and sit in a Vedanta class. Because the people will look at you and immediately say, oh, you have self-ignorance? And the ego cannot stand that. Ahankara says, what do you mean? What do you mean I have self-ignorance? So if you are well known, you cannot go to these kinds of things. And people know you, you can't do many things. Even after looking to the left and looking to the right, you can't do, because there are CCTV cameras everywhere. Even on Mars, they have put cameras. What to talk of this earth? So, Narada cannot go sit in a class. Narada has to approach Sanat Kumara after the class. Adhihi Bhagavaha. Oh, revered sir, please teach me. Sanat Kumara is surprised. You know so many things. Tell me what you know so that I can decide how to teach you, where to teach you. Shall we go Vedanta 101, or shall we go Vedanta PhD, postgrad? What shall we do? So Narada lists everything that he knows, which is a huge paragraph in the Upanishad without any full stops. So he says everything in one breath. Rig Vedo Bhagavaha Adhyami. I'm a student of the Rig Veda. Yajurveda. Oh, you're Dvivedi. No. I know Samaveda also. Trivedi. No. Atharva Veda also I know. Okay, you know all the four Vedas. There is a many people have this last name Chaturvedi. And the people who have the last name Chaturvedi don't even know how to spell even one mantra in the Vedas. They are riding on the coattail of their ancestors who probably knew all the four Vedas long, long ago. Oh, you know the Vedas. I know the Vedangas, six Vedangas. Shiksha, Kalpa. Shiksha, pronunciation. Kalpa, rituals. Vyakarana. What is Vyakarana? Grammar. There were 9 forms of Sanskrit grammar, only one has survived now. Just as well, because even this one form we cannot master. Paninian method of grammar, even that we cannot master. If there were 8 more forms, it is said Hanumanji knows all the 9 forms. Then, Niruktam. Niruktam is as old as the Vedas. That's why the Veda is quoting Niruktam, a book of synonyms and antonyms by the sage Yaska. Chandas, prosody, Jyotisham, astronomy, astrology. All this I know. I know the Upavedas, 4 Upavedas. Shastra Vidya, Nakshatra Vidya, Dhanur Vidya, Ayurveda, archery, and other kind of the Vidya of warfare. I know. What else do you know? I know this. I know the stars. I can look at the stars and tell everything. Then I also know Ayurveda. Plus, I know a few other things. Sanat Kumara was listening patiently till now. Says, and then Narada says, Soham Bhagavaha. Soham means what? Soham in Vedanta. Here, Soham means Oham Bhagavaha. Yeah, this is a very boring, this is a boring list of what I know. Why is it boring? Shochami, I am still subject to sorrow, hopelessness. He's honest. He's an honest person. He doesn't have the ahankara like, oh, I am the knower of all these things. He's honest. He just says, look, I'm still subject to sorrow. Bhagavadbhyah, Bhagavad Sadrishebhyah, by people as esteemed and exalted as sages like yourself. Shrutaha, it has been heard. What has been heard? Shokavit, Atmavit, Tarati, Shokam. The knower of the I crosses sorrow. And if you don't cross sorrow, you're just plain cross. That's all it is. The knower of the Atma, I, the knower of the self crosses sorrow. So it has been said by exalted, esteemed sages like yourself. It has been said. Therefore, Shokasya Param Tarayatu. May you please take me on as a disciple and help me to cross this ocean of sorrow. And what does Sanat Kumara says? Sanat Kumara says, I know your problem. Oh dear Narada. What is my problem? The problem is you know a lot. Oh yes, I also think I know a lot. But I'm not finished, Narada. You know a lot of nothing. Lot of nothing is what? Nothing. Your knowledge is nothing. Because what do you know? You know, what is it that you know? You know just names and forms. Grammar, name and form. Astronomy, name and form. Chandas, prosody, a word which has a meaning, which is the same as name and form. Word is equal to name, meaning is equal to form. All these various archery, warfare, Ayurveda, Jyotish, all these are words with meanings. You know the words, you know the meanings, you know the names, you know the forms. And elsewhere, in the sixth chapter of the Chandogya Upanishad, it was declared by the teacher there, Uddalaka. What was declared? All this is Vak Alamvanam. Word and its meaning is dependent upon speech. Pot. Pot thought arises. Pot is a word whose meaning we understand together. I don't know, need to show the pot. Even before I showed the pot, you already knew pot. What is pot? You knew. So we have a shared understanding of the meaning of what? The word pot. The word pot and the meaning pot is connected to, inextricably connected, linked to a name and form which looks like this. That is what pot is. Whole world is like that. Therefore, you can count the number of things you know. I know hat, I know cat, I know mat, I know rat. Keep on counting. But you don't know that one thing which makes the words and meanings shine with an allure that nobody can resist. That's why everybody is helplessly attracted to the name, attracted to the form, helplessly. Avashaha, helplessly attracted to the name, the form, everything. Because there is a shine, there is a pull, there is a draw. That's why one says, I have fallen in love. With the emphasis on the word fallen. Means what? I had no control beside myself. I would not like this particular thing. So if I say, I have fallen in love with gulab jamun, let's say this person says. Fallen means what? Helpless. In fact, I don't want to love gulab jamun. Why? It is bad for me. That way, everything is bad for us. Sugar, bad. Oil, badder still. Then what? Flower, bad. And then so many things, bad, bad, bad. Then you end up becoming a fresharian. That's all, not vegetarian anymore. So this is how we see that the name, every form has a specific allure. There is a sense of not being in one's own control, that I like this particular person, that I like this particular object, that I like this particular event, that I like this particular thing. What is it that makes the world lovable? What is it that makes this Jagat shine with this attraction? That one helplessly, hopelessly falls in the clutches of repeatedly. That thing, which is the only thing in Sanskritam, in the Shastra, which is worth being called thing, Vastu, this you do not know, oh dear Narada. This is the teaching. You know everything else. You know the pot, you don't know clay, if you want to take the local example. You have fallen in love with ornaments without knowing gold. Can the ornament exist without its source, gold? No. Similarly, that which animates all names and forms is you, Atma. And of course, hearing the word Atma, Atma, Atma many, many times, one nods off. Even if one doesn't nod off, what does one say? Been there, done that, been there, done that. Yeah. I know Atma, one gets jaded. Sanat Kumara uses a small electric shock here, shock therapy, to wake up Narada. He says, Yad alpam tat martyam, that which is finite, alpam, comes to an end. That which is small, that which suffers from smallness is martyam. Martyam means what? Dead, finite, subject to death. This is not bhuma. Bhuma? Bhuhu? Yes. Bhuma. That which is going to bring you out of all your boohoo's. Yes. This is bhuma. Oh, how is it different from Atma? It is not. Then why are you saying bhuma? To wake you up? Shruti uses a different word. Because one can then say, I have studied Atma Vidya, now I am going to a retreat on Bhuma Vidya. Bhuma. That which is not small, that in fact which is all. Without the presence of which the world would be a boring and dead place, literally dead, lacking in attraction, lacking in allure, lacking in the ability to for you to be animated. Everything would be boring, hopelessness would reign, sorrow would be the order of the day. In fact, everything would become inert. It shines with life, it shines because the shine belongs not to the thing but to Bhuma. What is the nature of this Bhuma, pray tell? The nature of this Bhuma is Satchidananda. What is this Satchidananda? That Satchidananda is the topic of the opening verse of our text of study. That is what is Satchidananda. That is the master key that makes the world run, that makes everything tick with life and delight. The source of delight is this Satchidananda. The source of life and existence is Satchidananda. And what is this Satchidananda? It is not a dead Satchidananda, it is alive and it is you. Because you are the one that is alive without a source. You don't need to plug yourself in at night to recharge. You are alive without a reason, without depending on anything. All the devices that we have depend on what? Electricity. Everything depends on something else. Pot depends on clay. Tree depends on seed, water, sunlight. The sun itself depends on so many other balances in the whole solar system. The solar system depends on other things. The black hole is dependent. Sometimes things are mutually dependent. And the only thing that is independently alive, independently sentient, and independently non ignorant of itself and everything around it is you. Oh, that's a very big contention. It's a huge thing. It's a huge bomb that has been dropped, a Bhuma bomb. What shall we do? Let's just quickly say the closing prayer. Look at it in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om